Well, I don't know about you guys. I feel a little less tired, but I have a little bit of a case of the Monday blues because it's a new day. It's a new series of Map 5, although series is maybe the wrong way to phrase that. We didn't really stop intentionally to start a new narrative arc. Stuff just got in the way, but we're back and we're here with all the news from Tier 2 and beyond. I'm Baker Phil. Joining me, as always, is Bullskunk. I had a moment's pause. I'm going to do first names. I'm going to do screen names. I'm going to do screen names. Bullskunk, Chef Billy, and Ocean. Welcome. Bow, bow, bow. Hey, can we get the party horns in? We need a party horn button.
So
There
we go.
I actually want to bring some beef from Cold Time into this. I hate all of you.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain there, folks. We spent like 2 minutes before we went live
It was longer than 2 minutes.
convincing Ocean that he was hearing water drop noises when it was just me doing the whole time.
Oh, he was like looking under his desk at everything. It was fantastic. It was awesome.
We have fun here. We have fun.
And make no mistake, that is actually Phil. I know. You may not recognize him with the baby face.
Yeah,
looking
new.
good. Lost a few pounds in facial hair.
I was going to definitely haven't lost a few pounds, but have lost a few pounds of facial hair.
People thought Phil was age or older, before. I'm fucked now.
Yeah, congrats. This is 17-year-old Phil back from the grave.
Yeah, looking to get carded when we go to LA.
Fine. Yeah.
I'm looking for some sort of card in LA. I think it's still called the green card over there. Where you get married.
I see.
Stay in the country.
Yeah, so the difficulty with the green card is you typically get those through marriage, and we've discussed why that's going to be a problem for you previously.
Easy. I am sure that all of...
You can't marry a picture frame.
No.
You cannot marry a picture.
You cannot marry a picture
item.
Or Kiriko.
I mean, anything's possible in Vegas, though, really.
I mean,
I
to be completely honest.
I reckon if we
there have
just
been people that married sex dolls there. I mean, it's happened. So, I mean, he can marry a picture frame, and I think he'd actually get away with it.
So if I marry a Japanese video game character that was created by Activision Blizzard, which is an American company, does that grant me a green card for the United States?
No, it'd be Japan. You'd have to go to Japan.
Yeah, not wrong.
I'd love to be in Japan, that's also an improvement on Northern Ireland.
No, what you would need to do to get that green card is marry Jeff Goodman, because as the creator of the character, he's the person who holds the...
But he left beforehand.
Isn't that a bit...
No, it's a Jeff Goodman character.
Isn't that a bit like marrying the girl's father, though? Like, it's...
We're not here to judge, Jeff. We're not here to judge.
Nothing wrong with this.
I didn't say there was. I was just... It's not quite marrying Kiriko. It's more like marrying Kiriko's dad.
Yeah.
Anyways,
all right, so time to crack the whip.
All right.
We're back for 5 minutes, and we're already so far off the rails that the rails are a series of dots in the distance.
Oh, it's good to see you guys. We haven't gotten to give each other hell in like 6 weeks. It's been ridiculous. I haven't gotten to stall us out and take us totally off the rails in way too long. So I appreciate y'all humoring me, allow me to derail this train early.
Before we get started, can all of you pick a card?
Pick a card?
Yes, I would like to pick the green card that Ocean has no chance of getting.
Nice.
I'm taking red card because this is absolutely criminal what he's trying to do right now. He needs to go to the bin, the sin bin.
Someone pick a card, please.
I'm gonna pick a yellow card because you need to slow down.
What?
When you say pick a card, do you mean like name the name of a card from a deck, or?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I had them in my hand. I've just tossed them across the room.
Seven of clubs. 7 of clubs.
I just tossed them across the room now because you guys ruined it.
Why did I humor him? Why did I make this decision?
I don't know, Phil. You're taking it yourself.
Yeah.
It's because he looked so sad, and like I spent the past 20 minutes being so mean to him. It's like I can maybe tone it back.
I don't actually
7 of clubs.
But we're gonna do some magical here, right?
Oh, I'm so glad we've derailed the podcast for the thing that you don't actually have a trick
Loser,
for.
you didn't even pick the Queen of Hearts. Loser, haha. Bye.
So anyway, on to the news from this week. I should point out that we don't really have like a big main topic for today. We might do some rambling at the end about some of the developments that have come through, but it is going to be primarily a news episode today, and going to kick things off. There have been a lot of roster moves in the last 6 weeks. We're not going to cover all of them here today. We're just going to cover some big ones and some recent ones. And we're starting off here with Zero being picked up for Odyssey. Oh, no, that's
fine. That's no. Go, you can talk about Zero. I'll change it. Sorry.
We forgot to put something in
there we go.
on a show.
We'll get to that in a minute. All right, let's move on to Zero. Like, it was such a good setup. I
and
already botched
so
it once already.
Zero is actually playing right now in another one of our news items, the Natter first chapter, up against Redbirds Esports. In fact, as of the time of talking, they had won the first map, which was Ilios. So good start now for Odyssey, and Zero already getting some playtime on Tracer.
Nice. Yeah,
Look
that's
sharp.
all four of us were watching that match. It's going to be such a good match. And of course, we
Yeah.
moved this thing to Mondays because we could better cover a lot of stuff that happens over the weekend. And then the very first Monday is the conclusion of the Natter First Chapter tournament happening at the exact same time. So go us. Way to like curse this thing. Yeah, classic. But no, this is awesome. I mean, it's great for Zero.
Yeah.
I mean, you're joining basically the best team in NA right now. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and what a good pickup.
Couldn't agree more.
A lot of youngins on that squad. Like, that is the average age of Odyssey is like 15.
Yeah, that is pretty nutty because they've got Rhino as well, haven't they?
Yeah, Rhino, Tree, and Zero are all.
Yes, Zero I think is 16. Rhino I think is 15 or 16. So yeah,
Zero?
that's
And Tree is still a fetus.
I think Tree's 16 now. I think we're all getting old.
I think Tree's
Everyone's getting old.
15. I don't know, but they're young. It's a young squad, and
Yeah.
they're extremely talented, fun to
They're
watch.
the next wave. They're the next wave for Al. That's all I need to know.
It does kind of feel that way.
It does. It does. I think Rhino, once he's finally of age, I mean, we talk about Rhino forever, but man, once he's finally of age and can actually join the league, I think he's going to stomp.
He is hoping.
Yep, Tree as well. But all right, moving on. I don't know how I got the SLT additions.
Because you got I don't want to say the dregs of the news item, but you did get the ones that weren't claimed.
Oh,
I probably should have taken this one instead of the last one.
You
I took,
still
but
can. You still can.
yeah.
No, this is yours, Jeff. Go on.
Oh well, I'll give the intro and then you can add some details and some flavor. How about that, Archie? All right. So yeah, simple. Basically, the news item that I accidentally put first was UA is taking a break. We'll touch more on that, but what that does mean is Simple is going to go and play for SLT. So kind of changing regions there a little bit, but that's definitely a huge pickup. And then also, as well as Seonjun. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Seonjun, I don't know as much about. That's one where I could use your help.
I don't know anything about Seonjun.
Okay.
Seonjun.
But if you actually look at the post, it says, please welcome and support Seonjun, who will be with SLT until 2024. So obviously using that money that they got to tie people down. I assume that this is, well, maybe tie people down is not the best word, the choice. Obviously, I would assume that this is just to have this player for a long period of time, develop them, and then eventually they'll probably be Overwatch League ready. That's kind of the idea. I assume they'd maybe be around 16, and then by the time the contract ends, they'll be 18, and then able to go to Overwatch League. That's what I assume. What I actually wanted to touch on, though, so we get rid of that item that we didn't actually put in there, Uprising Academy are taking a break, so they've loaned out all of their players. So those players are still technically with UA, Simple being one of those. And we're going to talk about another one of those players later on today. So Simple has been loaned from UA to SLT. This means if an Overwatch League team wants Simple, they can go to Uprising Academy. They'll say, look, we want Simple, and UA will probably give them a buyout fee, but they'll have to pay, and then also they'll have to pay.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Additional context, much appreciated. Some further context here. Seonjun was playing for Talon Esports.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that might actually be a news item that I think we should have
Oh,
covered.
actually, can we just cover that now? Can we just go to the Talon page because we've now got onto it and this is important.
Which talent page? Do I have a link here?
Just Talon Esports. Just the whole page as a whole, I think is fine.
All right. Give me a second. Pull that up. Why don't you go ahead and kind of give us?
I
a
may
lead
as well
in.
take this one because I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us a lead in here while I'm finding that.
Talon are gone. They have left Overwatch.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get their Wikipedia page up because they started in Pacific Contenders, which is obviously no longer a thing. And we're going to talk about some of the ex-players who have been on Talent Esports as some sort of tribute, I guess. They've been in Overwatch since 2017.
Can we get very quickly get like I will remember you playing under this segment?
You're welcome to sing it.
So
Just sing it in the background while
I'm in
Walter's
2018. I've already got MCD. 2019, Persia, Horror. 2020, Jongu, Piggy, Decal, Muse, Patafan, Mango Jai, Oputo, Chorog, Vigilante, Prefect, Develop, Stellar, Arrow, Swoon, Attack, Seonjun, Knife, Donghak, Tugan, Top Dragon, Slay, Surge, Onto J, Arch, Caffeine, Kid, Odo, Hisang, and Kellen.
Yeah, a lot of talent through this roster.
Lot of talent. Finished second in Create Contenders multiple times. Just O2 Blast. I'm horrified. I love talent. I love the way they operated. I love the way that they coached things. Some of the talent players who were there at the end are still with their current coach and are going to be a team called Team 815 in Korean OD, so watch out for that. But I'm really sad about this, actually. I'm really sad about it. I love how Talent operated. They were always very, very nice to deal with. Obviously, I had some dealings in Korea. They were brilliant people.
Yeah.
I mean,
before they were in Korea, weren't they based out of Thailand?
They are still. They're actually. I believe Talent is based in Hong Kong. As an organization, but they actually.
Yeah. They according to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So the lovely Pacific-based org. Love them debates. I'm really sad they're gone. I genuinely, man, I cried when I saw this.
Oh.
I mean, it's definitely where they dominated Pacific Contenders, and then to make the move into the hardest region and still be hyper competitive with that monstrous.
Some of my favorite players that play for Talent.
That's exactly. It was
Kellen,
a monstrous list of talent that have gone through that organization. So,
like, oh my god, Top Dragon.
There you go.
Oh my god, so many players.
Who's that? I'm not. Never heard of him.
Wow.
He's the guy that fell through the floor in A-Sides.
Not wrong.
Oh god, Ocean looks like he wants to kill. Either his camera has frozen or he wants to kill me, or both, I guess.
That's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Well, let's go to column C, which is the next item of business on.
Oh, what a segue!
Well done.
So
Well done.
So we're gonna go there. So
Amir,
so right now, I'm moving on. Amir has parted ways, I guess temporarily because of his IRL situation. Not coaching with Nick Strong, but he's going to focus on EU. Actually, saw him as part of the Project AB roster. So there's going to be work going on for that coach. However, sometimes life gets in the way. I am a perfect example of that. And you got to take your time. You got to take a step back and get your real life in order to be the best coach you can be. So good luck to Amir with whatever he's going to end up in. He is a strong coach, and I love him to death.
Still with Peps as well, by the way.
Still with Peps.
Yeah.
Which have made it an interesting.
Actually, something that isn't on our show that needs to be on our show. Actually.
It's been such a good run of show. You're welcome, everybody.
I'm sorry. There's another thing that needs to be in here. This is really important. I don't know if you guys saw this actually, but keep going. Do your thing.
Wait, I mean, you're going to talk about Team Peps?
Well, I don't know if they're going to be Team Peps much longer.
Well, fair enough.
But this is the Team Vitality news. Yeah.
So if you take this, Mr. Bolscott, put it on the screen. This is I've got us really distracted. I am so fucking sorry. I'm sorry that I exist on this planet because I just put everything on. I'm like a little chaos bitch.
You definitely like a little chaos. It's okay though.
I was so much happier with chaos thing than I was with chaos bitch. I won't lie.
It's actually what my ex-wife used to call
I'm
me.
going to go with the chaos bitch right now because.
Right, have you got the? Did I actually send the tweet? I did send the tweet, right?
Yes. Give it it's loading now.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you hurry up and get it on screen, Jeff?
Hey, you can start talking about it. Start talking about
right.
it.
So,
you could try running prod if you wanted, Ethan.
yeah.
No. So Team Vitality, which is a pretty big esports organization, said which team should we announce first? Valorant, Super Smash Brothers, Overwatch 2, or Minecraft, right? I'm looking at this and I'm looking at some of the comments. I'm like, oh, there's Feifei. And I'm thinking, a lot of French people. Vitality, I believe, is a French organization. A lot of people saying that, and I think Peps would be an interesting pickup. It would make sense as some of Peps's behaviors, very strategic behaviors that are very positive for the scene. And it would make sense that they were looking for some bigger organization to take them over and bring them in. So this would make sense. This would make a lot of sense if it is the case, or if they're just announcing an Overwatch 2 roster in the future. I'm all good with that. It'd be nice to see some more big orgs in Overwatch, like T1 in Contenders Korea, like Talon in Contenders Korea previously. God, I'm going to start crying again. Goodbye, Talon. But yeah, Vitality could be seen on Overwatch very, very shortly. Could be taking over the Team Peps roster, but that's only speculation.
That would be a pretty natural pickup when you, again, as you said, like the aims that Fefe has had for Team Peps. Like, seems like that's the end goal in sight. And if Team Vitality just want an in without having to do too much scouting and roster building themselves, yeah, Peps is a good pickup.
Yeah.
Fun little note on Peps is they were talking about Logic's not being able to play.
Oh yeah.
At the French LAN.
At the French LAN.
Happened. That's also not a run of show.
We're out of practice. It's been 6 weeks.
Yeah, we're out of practice. It's okay. It's okay. Just refer to the lower third. It's fine. No, we're getting all the stuff in there. Run of show is just a guide, okay? It's there's we can veer off the path a little bit.
We're in a whole different state now. What are you talking about?
I had like one more sentence. Y'all had to cut me off. I was just gonna say that they were also Team Peps was also putting surprise eyes on Soon posting that he was playing Overwatch again. So that was kind of a cool correlation. And as a longtime Soon fan, just for the nostalgia factor, I would love to see Soon playing for them. Just even if it was for just this LAN that happened over the weekend, like just to go find footage of this and I don't know. I think that would be an awesome thing. I love Soon.
Too much. Although other than that, Lux's team won the event. Avoria's team came third, and I think Peps came second. That's what I think happened. There's nothing on Wikipedia. But there's a French LAN over the weekend, gamers, and we think Soon played in it, but we don't know.
Not wrong. But yeah, no, Soon's videos were the very first videos I ever watched when I first started playing Overwatch. I was like, I need to get better at this game because I am awful. Spoiler alert, I never got any better. But
same.
The videos were very good, very helpful. It was just early Tracer videos from Soon, and that's like kind of what got me into World Cup because then I knew some I was like, oh, it's that Soon guy. I watched all of his videos. Yeah, and just I was a fan of his throughout his entire career. So it'd be cool to see him back playing Overwatch again. So there you go. That's all.
Yeah, so that also probably should have been in the run show somewhere. We're really good.
It's okay. All right. Let's get back on the track here. Ethan, I think you're up.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's my turn. So see, like I've just been taking over everyone else's topic.
It's been great. I'm having a really relaxing evening.
I'm so sorry.
Phil's gonna get a nap in. This is a great
man had a
podcast.
meeting with me, right? Where like we had no schedule or plan for it, right? There was no day.
Yeah, I could tell. I could really tell.
Yeah, sorry, Phil. Well, it's okay because we have some Overwatch 2 contenders actually coming for the first time. Well, technically, since Overwatch 2's actual release. And this is we're gonna clip this up. Just a reminder: YouTube Shorts, TikTok. This is gonna be a clip. Cool. Shimada Showdown. Contenders, Australia, New Zealand. The first major Overwatch 2 tournament outside of Overwatch League since Overwatch 2 was officially released on October 4th. You're going to see some of the best talent from Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific region, including my team Incendia Unity. It's going to be great, and it starts on Thursday, the 19th of October. So go and watch and support some really good teams.
That's 2 days from now, for those of you that, like me, that have lost track of what days of the week actually mean.
Yes.
My guess is we're going to be seeing Avril back in the booth. Should be fun.
It should be really good fun.
Mr. 2 Contenders regions and Overwatch League himself.
Yeah, that guy's busy.
I see.
He has a busy cast.
Yeah. I didn't immediately catch what was sung there and thought that Billy was just trying to like drown me out or something.
Well, what's really exciting about Shimada Showdown is we're going to see Incendia Unity. We're going to see. I say us because we actually competed against the other good teams in OD, which we saw Dire Wolves play and take that home. So Dire Wolves are probably still our favourites, to be honest. Dire Wolves, I think Ground Zero are still playing. So a lot of great teams playing in NZ this time around.
And it'll start from 1:30 Eastern, 1:30 a.m. Eastern, the pre-show.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's earlier in the evening.
That's what? Because I used to be able to wake up and like, because I'm an early riser, I used to be able to wake up and watch Australia.
Right.
Yeah, it's from 1:30. The broadcast starts from 1:30
Wow.
a.m.
So
EDT.
what's really exciting about this event as well, I've lost it. Fuck. The format that we got like a day and a bit ago. So it's 16 teams. First round single elimination, then a double elimination top 8.
Sorry, run that by me again.
Double elimination top 8. But
Okay, yeah.
single elim top 16.
Okay. That at least speeds up the bracket a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a
bracket-
huge fan of the single elim side of things, but it's like, I mean, it does prevent some burnout. Not as many games to play, and I mean, kind of zips through it a little bit faster. Can feel unfair if you're one of those teams that gets eliminated early, especially if you get a really tough matchup week 1. But yeah, I mean, there's pluses and minuses to that. At least we do get the double elim for the top 8.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Wait, hang on.
Another note is just that they played their OD already.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, already
Well,
happened. I just
That's
that
how
was one.
Incendiary Unity got up into Contenders, qualified.
Finished third.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard a few people saying that does make you the best Pacific team in the world.
I
Would
think
you
it was me
would you
that told
agree?
that.
Yeah, it was you. It was you saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
You said
actually
it like, you said it like 3 times.
I 100% think that we've got some of the best Pacific talent out there from a multitude of regions. Brilliant team, brilliant people. You know, I've talked to these lads a lot. They're very, very good, very, very good people, very fun people.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, they've ordered some. We've shipped some Incendia jerseys across to them, which is exciting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they've arrived yet. But, like, it's gonna take a while because they're going to Singapore from the UK, so it's gonna be interesting.
The real question is, why don't we have
I was
honorary
just about to
Incendia
ask the same thing.
jerseys?
You can fucking buy some if you want. Man.
Wow.
Wow. I
Wow.
mean,
You
Christmas
think
is
you know
coming up,
someone-
Ocean. I think that is a perfect Christmas gift for all of your Map 5 friends.
I can't fucking afford the shipping on that.
Bring you flying to America in a couple of weeks. Bring them with you.
Did you see? I don't know if I get them on time. I don't know if
Well.
I get them on time to bring them with me.
Okay, well, let's have our people talk to your people, and whilst they're having that conversation, let's move on down the big long list of news items.
Indeed. And
Okay.
before we do, Disro was asking about other skin drops. Yes, they're doing Moira Sig again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't get your Moira Sig skins, those are the ones that are going to be available for the A and Z contenders.
Oh fuck! I should have put that in the thing that was going to be in the clip. Fuck. Oh, if you want, you can also get some contender skins. That would be fucking great for the TikTok audience. They would have doubled that up.
We could just fake it and re-record it later, even. It's fine.
Yes.
That's actually a really good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, moving on. We've got another tournament. This one out of the UK, grassroots tournament coming from the National Students Esports. I believe that is correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And so they're doing Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six, and Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I actually know what I'm playing in this event. And also, I have a thing on this.
Oh.
This is the first cast me and Phil ever did together on NSC.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it
that
NSC?
was-
Interesting.
Yeah, cripes. When was that? Like,
Should we go check?
not really.
Well, I'm gonna check it anyways.
But yeah, it's nice to be in a position where we can report on some collegiate stuff happening in a country outside of the States.
Yeah, outside of the US, for sure.
So yeah, and NSC is one of, I think, 3 collegiate tournaments in the UK. The other big one being the Newell, and then there is British University Esports, who kind of position themselves a little bit more like a governing body as opposed to a tournament. But yeah, 2 days left to sign up. Go get it done. Tuesday, in fact, less than that now. 1 day, 18th of October.
Yeah, that is tomorrow. That is. I'm not sure they don't put. I don't know if that's local. If it is, as far as the time, that would be Central Time for me. But if that's just embedded, so
That'd be UK time.
That'd be UK time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that CEST, or is that
No, that is BST.
BST? Okay. CEST is 1 to the right,
Plus
I guess.
6 hours
correct.
plus.
Yeah.
No, it's +5. Oh, from you, yes, it is. My bad. I forget you're in one of the other time zones.
Oh, time zones. How they confuse
time
me.
zones.
But yeah, it should be a good time.
Yes.
More grassroots stuff going on. Billy, you're up.
Gotta love it. Yep. Coming up on next, post from Skang here, one of our favorite coaches in the scene, looking for an assistant coach for O1 Esports. I actually recommended Coach Kobe from the High Ground podcast, does some coaching on the side. One of the better minds also has hopped in the booth as well. I actually recommended him for the job. He says he doesn't have time for it, but yay. Looking at who has actually looked out here. Maggie might be a person. Zerion says he could coach. I don't know about that, but yeah. So I mean, this is a good opportunity for somebody to go out there.
So I talked to Skang on this. Actually, I think I talked to Skang on this before the post one night. Never mind, hang on. Let me try to think about what I actually talked to Skang on this. I talked to Skang a while ago about this.
Okay.
Waddy is doing an advisor position now. Waddle doing an advisor position now. Mercury is still the head coach. They'll be working with Mercury, who's great. Personally, good friend of mine. So, you know, you'll learn something being an assistant coach there, and you also have the chance to work with a solidified Contenders team with a good manager in Skang as well. Skang's a great lad as well. So, you know, good people there. If you are a coach at least tier 3, I would apply.
There we go. Potential open for you. Look into it. Next up on the docket is a company that I've long been a fan of because, hey, they gave me a lot of paid work back in the day. Belong, having moved over into the US market as well as the UK market, are having the Overwatch 2 Belong Cup. That's a $5,000 prize pool. They've got a few slots left. That's going to be happening middle of next month. That's the 19th and the 20th of November. Should be a good time. Don't know if there's any production being done for it, or if it's just a for fun thing to get people into the arenas and competing in the ecosystem. But regardless, if you would like a little more information, there's the link that's on the Belong Gaming Arena's Twitter account.
Now, is this in the U.S.? This is an in-person
This
event?
is U.S.
Okay.
This is U.S.
Gotcha. I'm curious where this is at.
Yeah,
because they have one in Dallas.
We don't really know, like, don't seem to be a lot of details as to, like, is this an in-person thing? Oh, actually, look, if you look at the thing there, it says in-person on the graphic. I don't know where it is. I've not dug that deep into it, but yeah, there's one in Dallas. There's a few over the country.
I see what happened is, I believe it's online, but you have to go to your arena to go and play in it.
Yeah, which is how things like Arena Clash that Belong have always have been. Like, you have a local team that competes.
No, what I believe you can do is say you're 3 people in Chicago and 3 people in Dallas. Is you have 3 people play Chicago and 3 people in Dallas. As long as you're all at a Belong arena and all say you're playing together on a team, you're all good.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like semi-LAN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll just sign up, Jeff, if there's one near you.
Oh, yeah.
There is one near you. Ish.
I feel sorry for whatever team I end up on, but yeah. It'll be a good time.
Jeez. So we did a charity stream for our friend Billy, who's here, obviously.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
And Jesus Christ. Look, I love you to bits, Billy, but having to play Overwatch at Boskunk was a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm
sorry that you had to do that.
Fun. It's great fun that we play with Boskunk, but we lose. I was so sorry. It was worded so meanly. I'm really sorry. It's okay, Jeff. I'll give you a hug soon. Like this.
Anyway, all right. So moving on. We have another invitational to talk about. This one coming out of the University of California Esports Initiative. And this is going to be a online double elim for League, Overwatch, and Valorant. And then a top 4 from those qualifiers. They're going to play in a LAN in Southern California.
Yeah,
So-
we can see the logos for the teams that are invited down there. Have to admit, I'm not familiar enough with that particular part of the world to know exactly which colleges those are. I think they are tagged in the photo itself. So you might be able to click on just below. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
USCB. Because these are all like local to the area.
Yeah, University of
so
California,
University
Santa Barbara, Irvine, San Diego, Berkeley.
San Diego.
I don't know. University of California, SC. I'm not sure if that's Southern California.
Maybe. You would know better than me. You're closer.
University of California, UCLA, and UC Merced. I believe it's that bottom one. That one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Cool logo.
So it's all like local to specifically University of California. But no, that should be a good initiative. We'll be looking out to see what happens there and how that goes. So stay tuned for an update.
Collegiate's always fun, and especially if they can get them in LAN. Even if it's just 4 teams on LAN, that's awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, it's my turn.
Oh, good.
It's mine. I'm really excited about this one because we've been talking. This is like a developing trend that we've been talking about over the podcast. If you've been tuning in, you'll know we've talked a lot about Simprissa Gaming, which is a team coming up the ranks in Contenders Korea. They just seem to be adding one player at a time, and they are becoming scary. So they've just signed the second best flex DPS outside of Overwatch League. I mean, you could argue maybe like Trey and people like that could be close, but I think he's saying a Top Dragon are another level. And here we go. Top Dragon has signed for Simprissa Gaming after leaving Talon Esports when Talon decided they are not going to be in Overwatch no longer. I think this guy is as good as he's saying.
Really? Okay, so that is quite the accolade. And I know I can act surprised. You have been singing Top Dragon's praises for a while now.
I remember when we signed him from Gen G on loan, mate. I stayed up like almost 30 hours in a row trying to get that deal done, and it was worth it. This guy is nuts, and Simprissa could be a top 4, top 3 signed in Contenders Korea next time around. I wouldn't be surprised. They've got 2U now. This team's scary good. Very, very good. They still got Sanguinar. Very good team. Very good team. I think they'll be top 3, and I think Top Dragon is going to be the DPS star they need. I think this guy is elite.
I mean, they had a great run in the last Contenders, right? In B-sides?
They did.
They were top of the group stage. They were in our group, not our group, my ex-roster's group, so Pokerface, Talon, Simprissa.
So they were fifth,
Panthera.
They were 5th to 6th, which means they actually they made it through quarterfinals. They were knocked down into the lower bracket by T1, and then out of the tournament by Team Diamond. They
actually won their group, which involved Talon, Pokerface, and Panthera, which that was a pretty good group.
It's a
and
very
they
good group.
dominated it.
It's a damn good group.
Yeah, so Simprissa up in the world, and they've just signed one of the 2 best flex DPS players in.
Yeah, Top Dragon's definitely one to keep an eye on. All jokes aside, I know we like to give you hell.
No, this guy is so good.
Because you kind of foam at the mouth for it. But... No, he is super good. He's super good.
Top Dragon do be Top Fraggin. It's true.
Wow.
Hey,
that's going to be a new slogan line there for him. But
moving back
stateside here, or at least partially stateside, Project AB has come out with their squad for the Natter first chapter tournament, and we've got 2 squads here, and we were kind of deliberating this before we came on the air here, and we think that it might be an NA and an EU squad kind of mixed match together, but the A squad has quite a few of my favorite people in the tier 2 scene, Kuffa being one of them, the journeyman playing in all different regions of Contenders. I think, what have we seen? NA, AU, where else have we seen him? We haven't seen him in EU yet.
No, not yet.
So
give it time.
Yeah.
And of course, Cal, one of my favorite supports in the scene. And then we see Doom Godoa of CGL fame, one of our favorite people in the scene. So, I mean, both squads look absolutely nasty. Astronex, also a CGL alum, the Console Gaming League, moving up to PC land. Going to have a chance to play with Sauna, which is when you and I cast that, Phil, we got to see his breakout performance in the Kanazaka Flash Ops, and I think that he's been getting better since that time. He's just been playing at a high level. I really want to see the World Cup come back. I know this is kind of off topic, but I would love to see the World Cup come back and see what the teams would be there. But I mean, this is a pretty fantastic squad, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see an NA and an EU Contenders roster built out of these 2 teams right here. Mm-hmm.
I do actually have an update on Project A because Project A and Project B were both competing in the NATA first chapter. Project A have beaten Nyx. That was 2-0, so they're moving into the lower bracket finals. They're going to be fighting either Odyssey or Redbird, so a bit of a poison chalice on that one. But man, if they can beat either of those squads and get up into the grand finals, that is a big rubber stamp of approval there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Arrow would be one that I'm keeping my eye on from this squad. Arrow's somebody that's just, I mean, we saw the debut on Uprising Academy. And, I mean, they're just one of the meanest hit scans that we have in all of the NAT2 scene. So Arrow is certainly one that's on my radar, and I expect big things to come out of Arrow just as far as their career in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Real top talent.
Real quick update from over in the first chapter, since we were just talking about it.
Yeah, go for
it. Redbirds are tied with Odyssey 1-1, and they are in a match pause right now. So speaking of Cal's in chat right now saying we can pull out the rule book sometime soon. In chat.
Right. Okay, that'll be fun. Would it be a tier 2 tournament if there wasn't some sort of rule book finagling going on?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
Well, I guess that kind of nicely covers my next news item. And unfortunately, our next news juggler is currently taking a call off screen, but we can cover his. We don't need him here for that, really. He's superfluous. Neist released from T1. Neist actually posting a LFT post yesterday or the day before. Those of you that are keeping track of this kind of thing may remember Neist from, I believe, the Atlanta Reign last season.
Correct.
Really strong talent. I think he won't struggle to find a place to go. But if you are in that region and looking for that kind of talent, well, Neist is back on the menu.
A beast.
I'm totally okay with that.
Neist will. I don't think Neist will stay a free agent for long.
No, not at all.
There's no way.
No, he's got way too much talent.
I'm kind of interested to know where he might land. I think that is one thing Ocean might be able to give us some tidbits on, but unfortunately, we'll have to ask the chair.
Better things to do.
Yeah.
Let me see who have we actually got currently competing in Korea. So O2 Blast, Team Diamond, Panthera. I could see Team Diamond or Panthera picking him up. I think that's not a ridiculous guess.
Him to Panthera would be mean.
I think that would be a really good pickup, actually. Panthera, like, looking to re-solidify their who have they currently got on their roster. So they only have a 5-man roster at the minute, and they only have one DPS. So like that would be a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, I think we might be onto something here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's pull this up.
They could always pull back Spectra on the DPS, and that would then give them their 2 DPS they need to. Well, no, because they've already got hidden on the roster.
Yeah,
I think
Spectra
that wouldn't be a terrible
on loan to O2.
Yeah. But they can call that back.
Yeah,
No.
I was kind of more just reinforcing that concept. Also thinking out loud at the same time as I do.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That nice to this roster, I think, would be a huge boon.
Yeah, agreed.
Do we want to? I feel like we kind of touched on a little bit of a recap from first chapter, but I didn't.
We did already done.
I didn't get a chance to show the bracket. I missed.
Oh,
that.
please do.
I missed my cue on that, so I just wanted to pull this up real quick. This is actually made by Solomon, who does a lot of the work for BPL. So I want to give it a shout out there because this is just gorgeous. Love Solomon's work. But just get a good look here. You see Project A, who we were talking about down at the bottom. Think they actually took Project B out because they played each other like in the very first week. The very first qualifier was Project A versus Project B.
F.
Yeah. We can see currently Odyssey and Redbirds, who are it would be my 2 top teams for this tournament, currently battling it out. This will probably be your grand finals. We'll probably see a rematch between these 2 teams. Assuming Project A, I think Project A would definitely be an underdog. And whatever, like you said, like a poison chalice, as you called it.
Yes, very much so.
Anyway, I just wanted to show that on on the pod.
Yeah,
it's so nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, I'm quite vocal about the fact that I really like the product BPL have for managing this kind of stuff. Like, if you ever worked a BPL event, you can go back onto Solomon's website and find everything you've done with them, with links to VODs, and yeah, it's really good. Higher BPL, I'm a big fan. We have already, I think, also covered this next news item, which is the fact that Uprising Academy are taking a break until 2023, so we're not going to see them in the upcoming NA Contenders seasons. Yeah, there we go. I think this was initially interpreted as, like, I think people read that headline that Uprising Academy will no longer be competing in Overwatch in 2022. It just means they're taking a break.
Yeah, they plan to return. As part of the announcement, they talk about they plan to return
in
2023. So it's just for this tournament in November.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pull up that last one.
No,
so
that's okay. So I think this is an interesting initiative, and I think that I would like to get Dividing on to talk about. In the past couple of months, Dividing has taken it upon himself to stand up the Overwatch Collegiate Ranking Association, of which I'm happy to say I'm a panel member, so I get to vote on this. And the idea is to try and consolidate rankings of collegiate level Overwatch teams, because they all play and compete in different leagues at different times, and it can be difficult to form a robust ranking. And so we have a panel of 14 people involved in the collegiate scene, ranging from people myself who are just casters, to players, to coaches, to analysts, to whatever, who all then vote on or submit their top 20 teams, and that's all then collated and summated to generate this ranking here. And I think this is a system that is based on what I believe it's either forgive me, I'm not a sports guy, it's either like American football or baseball or basketball, like a ranking system to cover different conferences. It's that model applied to Overwatch. I think you can probably argue some of this stuff, but it's all done on aggregate and should be pretty robust, given the wealth of different people here. And I don't think there's really currently any surprises as to who that top 3, top 5 are. Once you get down the list, I think it becomes a little bit more debatable, but there's not a lot to argue with here, I don't think.
Fisher surprised me, I will say.
Fisher are Bay State.
Ah, that's okay. That's
so one of the things that we maybe missed talking about. I think we did talk about the fact that Bay State kind of isn't a competing entity anymore. There was some kind of unpleasantness with how the esports people were being treated at Bay State, and they basically moved wholesale to Fisher, including taking players. So, for example, Neb is a really good example here. Neb was on Bay State, is now on Fisher, and moved over with them. And so they kind of maintain the community opinion of how well they're likely to perform. And we have seen we've seen the Harrisburg University Invitational as our current big data point as to how things are going in collegiate. And they seem to perform pretty well on that one. So I think it is, if you just go, oh yeah, it's Bay State, then you've got a pretty good go.
Yeah, that immediately cleared things up. This is a really cool ranking, a really cool thing that Dividing's putting together, and like I said, you're helping out with it. I know a lot of different people from the collegiate scene are helping out with. Pretty awesome, and especially since we have homecoming coming up, we'll touch on that here in just a little bit. But this is a really cool thing to keep in mind as we get into the official Blizzard sanctioned collegiate competition.
Yeah.
All right, I think. Did we actually make it through news?
We did. News is done.
Oh, look at us. It's a well-oiled machine, as always.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the oil is leaking, but yeah, it's well-oiled.
We are a leaky, well-oiled machine. That's there we go. So I think we're just going to kind of take the back part of this episode and talk about the Path to Pro update. And just kind of run through here. There have been a little bit of information released on different regions and what can we expect to see going into October, November round of Contenders. They also at the same time kind of touch on the Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming, which I suppose is a most reasonable place as any to start.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say I actually don't have that currently loaded up on my screen. Apologies.
No, it's fine. I got it. Tournament's going to run from October 14th through December 4th. Prize pool of $63,000.
It's massive.
That's massive.
Couldn't we remember what it was last year? 2021 playoffs.
Was it 30,000?
Last year? Yeah, last year was 27,600. So
Yeah,
that's a big step up in prize pool.
yeah, more than double.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, I think that we've talked about this. I know. Really, think this maybe. I'm probably going robotic on you.
A little bit, I'm afraid. Yeah, we're getting every other syllable.
Billy is currently from a temporary location, which is why we've got a picture instead of his camera up today. So please be patient, as the internet there is not as stable as we would like. But it's better than not having Billy here at all. We're just happy to get Billy in here.
Agreed.
Whatsoever. But yeah, it does sound like it may be a little intermittent at the moment.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So it might be down to just me and you for now, Jeff.
It's dropping like flies, man. They're dropping like flies. I'm sure Billy.
I'm back.
Yeah, there we
he's
go.
back.
There we go. All right, what were you saying about Collegiate?
So I mean, we talked about this as
Oh no.
well group.
Classic.
Is it happening again?
It was
It
just like
is,
one
am I
word.
right?
It was like we talked about this as a.
Oh.
Yep. All right. We'll just give it a second. I was just going to run through its single elimination round of 32 and round of 16, and then a double elim bracket for top 8.
Well, I believe, like, first off, we have a national Swiss. So I assume this is going to be a group stage Swiss, because otherwise there are 250 odd teams competing in homecoming. A Swiss that size is 10 round 5-week Swiss stage. So
okay.
there's still a lot of
Good
games
info.
to be played. And then it is, I believe, top 32 into play. Yeah, top 32 over into playoffs from there. With prizing down to 8th. So first prize is going to be $28,000. 8th place is going to be $1,750. But that is for the first place. The entirety of the prize pool for last year's homecoming. Like,
Yeah.
that's a real big step up.
Yeah, it's huge. It's amazing. Collegiate continues to grow, continues to become more and more prevalent in the Path to Pro system. And I'm not surprised. I mean, as we talked about at the beginning of the year, like, Collegiate has really got a strong future as far as Path to Pro, not just in Overwatch, but in just esports in general. And we're continuing to see that increase in Blizzard here supporting it. And yeah, it is a 3-stage tournament. So yeah, the Swiss stage you're talking about, single elim for 32 and 16, double elim bracket for top 8.
Yeah. And that's going to make things a lot easier for us over at OWCRA. We'll actually have some game footage to look at here.
Yeah, that just kicked off technically. I guess the Swiss stage started 3 days ago. Haven't gotten any word on matches. But that's just
we're into round 4, so I have the game battles here.
Oh, nice.
I can scroll down. So it's, I believe, best of 2. So, like, these opening rounds are very, very quick. So yeah, first game was played back on Friday. Yeah, it was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. Now it's scrolling properly. That's a lot more. It would take me a very long time to go through. Okay, there we go. SCAD won over University of Kentucky Blue. SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, another one of these teams that we expect to be a top 10 team moving forward. Akron Esports, Boise won over. I don't know what UNLV is, but a lot of the teams. I wondered if that was it. University of Nevada, Las Vegas is probably what it is.
There you go, UNLV, yeah.
The Running Rebels.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. So already underway. Round 4 kicks off.
Boise State's super strong, ranked number 6 on that list that we looked at. They've kind of been just nipping at the heels of that top 5 for the past 6 months or so now, at least.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the way this is running for the Swiss stage is it's weekends for the next couple of weeks. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, good to know. We'll have to keep an eye on that bracket. We'll keep you updated as
Yeah.
that develops.
I think I saw a tweet that Northwood and Redbirds play each other. Is that right?
Oh,
Ooh.
possibly. There's a lot of matches to go through. Northwood. Let's do some quick investigative journalism, by which I mean let me have a look on Twitter and see if they say anything.
Harrisburg and Northwood on week 2.
Harrisburg. That
Harrisburg
makes more
and Northwood
sense.
on week 2. Holy fucking shit!
Wow.
Oh my word!
Has that happened yet, or is that next weekend?
That's this weekend. Next
Yeah,
weekend.
this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
apparently so.
It's already throwing me off that
yeah,
we're doing this on Monday. Like I was thinking.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
right. It's weird.
Yeah. Wait, this isn't Friday.
No, and it won't be for another few days yet. But
Nope, Monday map.
But
5.
it means we get the Fridays off. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Pick up some casting gigs. There's a lot of casting gigs on Fridays that
Man,
I feel like
Sorry, go on.
we were missing out on just because of the
I
way their
would say I
schedule
would
was working out.
gigs, but nobody likes me, so it's okay.
It's because you're
Oh,
smelly,
that's-
Ocean.
You see,
No,
for
I saw
once, I was going with the, Ocean, don't talk like that. Lots of people like you, and it was Jeff that came in with the low blow.
It's okay. I don't stink. I always smell like green apple.
Well, it's because he had to go in on me so hard about how I
Stimulation.
suck at Overwatch. So
It was fair. It's probably a fair comment.
I'll let Phil be the wholesome one in this one. All right. But I think that's a pretty good wrap up on Collegiate Homecoming and what we got going on there. Let's move into Open Division and Contenders here for our various regions. NA and EU are at the top, so I suppose that's as good a place as any to start. Let me boom. There we go.
I again haven't got this up on my screen. I probably should.
Oh,
Yeah, I probably should as well, but
here.
yeah, this podcast isn't went well today, to be honest. Well, in terms of formatting. In terms of actual banter and creating good content, sure, it's been a blast. But in terms of formatting and structure, we suck.
We're getting this live critique as we go. Beautiful.
I dropped the link in our live channel if y'all want to pull
Yeah,
up the...
I got
yeah,
it. I
okay,
got it.
cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
Give me a second, sir. I have difficulty clicking buttons.
All right. Well, while you're taking your second, we'll just give a brief run through here. As NA and EU Open Division will start on October 29th, running through November 13th. We've got a prize pool. We have
Fucking hell, we got
alert. We have a prize pool for Open Division. 25,000 for each region for taking OD, but the caveat, Contenders teams are allowed to play. What do we think about this?
Not a fan.
No. Sorry.
No,
fan.
Okay,
give me a little bit
well,
more. Why not? What makes that?
Should I go first?
How does that attack the competitive
It's
integrity
meant
of
to be
Open
a
Division?
ladder. This is meant to be a platform for people to prove themselves and build themselves up. No. I have never seen anything wrong with the format we had in 2020.
No.
And that's the early stage of 2021, the trials format. You qualify, except for the fact that we need more teams qualifying up for OD to trials. I thought it was very, very silly. I don't know why we changed out of those formats. I don't know. I don't think Contenders should play OD. By all means, put 10k of that prize pool away back to Contenders prize pool and have a 15k tournament. I don't think Contenders teams should play an OD. Let the teams progress naturally.
Yeah, the idea has always been like the path to pro is a well-defined path. You start here. Once you are too good for this step, you take your next step. So step 1, Open Division. Step 2, Contenders. Step 3, good question. By allowing people to take a step back from Contenders, it really heavily disincentivizes people at an Open Division level. I think there's an argument that maybe Trials wasn't as necessary as it sometimes felt. Like as a broadcaster, Trials was great because it is a great place to get some experience and some reps casting Contenders level games. So I don't mind that we've lost Trials here, but I think there does need to be a strong separation between Open Division and Contenders. And
I thought that was like the building block between the two, though, that allowed you to have strong teams in Open Division that made it worth watching and strong players, but also there's a gap, and there is a gap in terms of like talent. I mean, you compare Odyssey to a top tier 3 team, it's a massive gap, especially in North America and Europe right now. Especially North America right now. There's some really, really good talent in North America that had a really good spike, that's meant that North America could be a top 2 region in Overwatch right now. And we've seen that with loads of American players going to the Overwatch League and performing. So let people develop. I think it's a bit silly. Sorry.
No, I'm with you.
I am fascinated by the conversation about trials kind of being that middle ground, because I'd have to agree with you. And there is some bias because, like you talk about, it was such a wonderful opportunity for broadcasters. It was my favorite thing to cast, and every time I got to cast Contenders trials, that was I don't know, it just lit up my heart. I enjoyed it so much.
I have another thing with Contenders trials that makes it important, though.
Well, hold that thought. Because I do feel like there were teams that were in that in-between, that were definitely better than the OD teams, but were kind of hard-stuck trials. Uprising Academy comes to mind. Uprising Academy before they
during
went...
2020.
That's what I mean. Yeah, during 20... As I was just saying, before they went full Korean, and really before they brought Dove Dynasty. Dove Dynasty came into that team and actually made them super competitive at the end of 2020 when they went to Gauntlet. Bring back Gauntlet. But that's just that kind of level of team. And I mean, like, G-Force comes to mind. I think G-Force is a
G-Force
squad.
would be right there right now.
G-Force is absolutely in that trial spot. Like, they've proven they're clearly better than the rest of OD. They won OD. But then as Young and Beautiful, like the same roster, we saw play as Young and Beautiful. And B-Sides, weren't quite up to the level of our Redbirds and Odyssey and those squads. So, what's up, Phil?
I'm just going through looking for the Contenders eligibility bit, and I read something else that is related to another region that we can talk about, but that surprised me greatly. Gotcha. I understand. Having thought about it for 5 seconds, I now know exactly why that is, but it says a lot about that specific region. We can talk about that in a minute.
No problem. You just made such an extreme face during what I was saying. I was like, wait, what did I say? Why are you having such an extreme reaction to that?
It wasn't what you said. It's
no, I understand.
It's what restrictions imposed by the government of China said.
Interesting.
So my thing on this is, as experience for casters, I only remember my first chance. I grinded, my actual casting jobs to get to trials back in October 2020. I finally got the opportunity to do it. It showed progression in that sort of sense as well, right? But also someone who's doing Contenders right now in Sid, who did her first trials in 2021, our first trials broadcast with myself. It just gives you something to go towards. If you're a top tier 3 caster in Overwatch, to go there, and that gives you a goal. It gives you a massive goal. You can't just work from OD to Contenders. I mean, in bizarre cases, sure. But when she progressed to that was a big step for her, and she was able to then feel more confident in what she was doing, and then set more goals. And she's in Contenders China now, my casting partner, brilliant person. And look, would she have been Contenders China now, without Contenders Trials existing? I'd say no, absolutely not. No, and that's one of my closest friends. I'm saying that about. I love Sid to bits, and look, I think Trials was a necessity in that sort of sense as well.
As far as the path to pro for broadcast talent, like it's really
and
hard
observers.
Observer and production crew.
I think another person who did trials before they did Contenders was Emma Blizzard as an observer.
Yeah,
I mean, and then they did Contenders. Exactly.
Yeah, Cynthia as well.
So important, so important. I think to have that sort of middle ground, but we don't have that anymore. We don't have it for teams either, and I think there is a progression. And if you're going to call it path to pro, I think that the path needs to be quite clear. I actually really like the name Path to Pro, and I think we've embodied it really, really well. I like the fact that we've got a bigger prize pool, and we're justifying that by bringing top teams down, but we're losing a bit of the path bit, which is so important about the Overwatch
and
pro thing.
I didn't feel it was as big a deal in our previous in the summer series, particularly with Side A, where you had a round of 64, because we did have a little bit of it was kind of fill in the void where Contenders Trials used to be, where you had round of 64 and round of 32. Reflash streamed that and brought in production, and casters. Those of us who were like really working to try to get into Contenders proper got to go in and cast some of these stronger teams, cast on Overwatch 2, get some of those reps in, as well as for the rest of the production crew and everybody behind the scenes on that, and not to mention the teams themselves, but and specifically referring to broadcast talent and the path to pro for all of us. We don't have that anymore. We don't have that between rounds. Like, you're only going to have OD, and then, was it top 16? Is it?
Not sure.
Is it 16 teams competing or 12 competing in Contenders?
It's
have they
12
said?
in North America and Europe. It's 16 for Australia and New Zealand.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, that's why this has become so important now, because we don't even have this kind of pseudo trials that's filling the void.
No.
Like, there's just nothing for this one. For the November, does he have a name? Just whatever. November Contenders.
We don't have it
Shimada
yet.
Showdown.
I mean, it's probably going to be the
Shimada
Shimada
Showdown,
Showdown.
I think.
Oh, they're
I think
all
it's
called
Shimada
Shimada
Showdown.
Showdown.
That wouldn't surprise me, but yeah.
That's what I think. I don't know.
No, I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Can I just, as a point of order here, I'm looking over the eligibility rules here for Contenders. I can't, for Open Division, unless I have the wrong rule set here, I can't see anything that says anything about Contenders team eligibility.
But we know
it's-
Contender teams can play because we saw their rules in NZ.
I was going to say, where did we
Right.
see that rule? How do we know that? I remember us
we know.
discussing this.
People have confirmed it. Like,
Okay, but I have the rulebook from the Game Battle site open in front of me.
yeah.
And I granted I'm skim reading it here. I can't see anything on it. Like, it might be that was a loophole that got corrected, and then not a lot of fanfare made about that correction.
Maybe. I mean,
Which would be great. I'd love that. That'd be fantastic.
I said we've had ANZ. We've had ANZ Dire Wolves play. So
Yeah, Dire Wolves
of
won
course,
Open
yeah.
Division for ANZ. Sure.
Yeah, sorry, I'd forgotten that bit.
Well, again,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. That doesn't necessarily mean it applies to NAEU or it hasn't been changed going over to NAEU.
no, it's the same because so the reason Australia's and New Zealand's rule set for Contenders is different is because it's operated by ESL. However, Australian OD and Australian New Zealand OD was operated by Game Battles, similar to NA and EMA.
Fair.
Gotcha.
Fair.
So I would very much assume that Contenders teams can play based on also what we know.
Yeah.
Actually, what we could do, Shag, if we'd be really sneaky and intelligent, if you give me a moment.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to tie a little bow on this. So the NAEU OD starts October 29th, as we have at the bottom of your screen, runs until November 13th. Yeah, November 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And then Contenders will start for NAEU on November 28th and run through December 16th. 100K price pool for each region.
That's a heck of a price pool, yeah.
That's up from, it was
yeah.
50K for side A and 75K for side B? Or was it the other way around?
Yep. No, it was 50 and 75, yeah.
Yeah, so
You guys can be
we've added
right.
another 25K on top of that again. So the price pool has been doubled from Summer Series Side A. That's a monstrous price pool. 100K prize pool for T2? Holy shit, y'all.
Yeah. So October 29th is when North America and Europe starts. So I went and did a little bit of hunting on Game Battles. I looked at EMEA. So I see Oya, who technically lives in Munich. They are also already signed up for EMEA OD.
Right.
01.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Munich
yeah,
being
so,
who
yeah.
won EU OD for the first time.
01 who were in the grand finals of that.
And 01, yeah, they played 01.
Lost fails.
Yeah.
Contender team can play an OD.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that develops. Any other thoughts on NAEU before we move on to South Korea?
Only that just because you can play in Open Division and ruffle stomp Open Division teams to take the prize pool doesn't mean that you should.
Right.
Ooh.
Agreed.
It's an interesting thought.
You know,
Yeah.
But I think the problem with that statement is I agree with it. The problem is it's a 25k prize pool in Overwatch. We're not used to that. Of course they're
Yeah.
going to go in there.
Oh, yeah,
And
totally.
I wouldn't blame them for doing
yeah,
it.
and like Contenders players have been on poverty wages for so long that like it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Like you kind of can't blame them. At the same time, I'd like to think that there was like some code of honor here. Maybe that's not realistic of me to expect.
But what it is exciting is to see more money pumped into Path to Overwatch, and that's what we're positive about. Right? We are just theory crafting onto what these rules could mean, pluses for the scene and negatives for the scene, because that's our jobs as podcasters talking about tier 2, tier 3 Overwatch. We're trying to improve the scene and give news on the scene, and these are just our opinions. Some people might really like the idea that Contenders teams can play, and we could be in the minority. This is just our opinions, and we're just trying to get the news out here so more people support tier 2 and tier 3.
I could see Redbird, like, I don't think 25K would mean a whole lot to a collegiate organization. No, we're not talking about to the players themselves, right? But actually to Illinois State University. Yeah. But 25K to an independent team like Odyssey, that's...
Could you imagine what the guys on GeForce could do with 25K?
Seriously.
Jesus, yeah.
They will buy all the Adderall supplies in North America.
Oh, slander. Oh.
Somebody's already done that. They've already announced that their Adderall is like on short supply in the US right now.
Wow.
I know,
is that
that's why I made that joke.
Is that because Philadelphia Fusion keep buying them?
Oh, moving on to...
That is a joke from Season 1 Overwatch League when it was rumored that players were Adderall abusing. I
understand.
You got to get us blacklisted from co-streaming.
Oh, no!
Hey, I like co-streaming.
I'm sorry,
a lot,
I love you.
damn it. I really enjoy co-streaming.
I'm going to the finals.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Billy, because the three of us are going to be at grand finals, we are going to apply for the co-stream, but we're going to leave you to do all of it. It's going to be you on your own. Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Fine. That's my bluff called.
Hey, actually, what if we just like
We'll be doing it in Korean and English.
Oh, Korenglish.
Korenglish. The Billy Chad. I love how he just no hesitation. I'm like, yeah, I got it. No problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
Billy Chad right there. All right. Shall we talk about South Korea?
I guess.
And now it's time for the Ocean Power Hour.
What? Hello.
Do you want to take this one, Ocean? You want to kick us off?
Korea.
OD South Korea. Yes.
So I believe here. So we've got Korea's Open Division program will be run by third-party WDG with the name of Overwatch WDG Open Tournament. A round-robin group stage to identify the top 8 teams to go into a single elimination tournament from the round of 8 from October 15th to 23rd. Wait, hang on. It's October 18th.
Yes, it's this starting.
Yeah.
It's the 17th.
Teams from that tournament will get
17th in the US.
Invited,
so.
but it's also October 18th in Korea.
Yeah.
The top 4 teams from that tournament will get invited to Overwatch Contenders Korea qualifiers. Matches will be 1st to 2 map wins until the round of 8, where it becomes 1st to 3. I don't like this 1st to 2 joint. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Sorry, I love 1st to 3. I just think it's so much better. And that's really it. Doesn't have any info on Contenders Korea too much, really.
Oh, that's a single elim 1st to 2.
Gross.
Like it's like combining those two is kind of gross. Like if you're gonna do single elim, give it a 1st to 3.
I love Korean Overwatch so much. Like I have watched a Korean Overwatch game in my sleep. It was a fake one. It was Talon and WGS, and yeah, and it was mixed up rosters. Like it was like Doghack playing for WGS. That never happened.
Yeah, was it one of those show matches?
It just happened in my dreams.
It was like one of those show matches that happened, or did you actually just dream this like and completely make this up?
I just a fake show match. I just dreamed.
Yeah, I mean they actually did some of those, right? They had the show matches before Overwatch League started and all that.
Yeah.
Like they've actually done that.
But it has happened in my dreams once. I've also dreamed of.
No, stop.
All right, back
disallowed.
to Korean OD.
Disallowed.
I was just a frog eating a cupcake. Come on.
Okay, fine.
All right.
You had me worried.
We've got a rating on it. We've got a rating on this podcast.
Do we?
We probably should. I'm sure we have to mark not intended for children.
I do have to mark that.
Is it because of my fucking cussing?
I was gonna say it's just because I like to say fuck every once in a while.
Cussing.
There's no profanity on this fucking podcast.
Actually, I have a story on profanity.
What the fuck?
Okay, but we're so close to being done.
So you know what I can do? there's these DNA test things. So you like go back in your heritage and find things. I actually find someone on my mum's dad's side, so my granddad on my mum's side, if we go back date, somebody called Benji Dickinson or Benjison or whatever the fuck, he got arrested for profanity.
Arrested for profanity, huh?
To go to jail for profanity.
In similarly exciting news, I have remembered that I have the server mute permissions in this server.
Yes, that you do.
And who the fuck are you going to use that on?
Fun.
I don't know. We'll see how many more frogs are eating cupcakes.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ocean?
Was there any other thoughts, Ocean, on South Korean Open Division?
Okay, I revoke the server mute. You may now talk. I've gone too far.
Yeah,
I've gone too far
protesting.
and he's sulking now.
Now he's
You're
protesting.
fucking smirking, man. Like, that's it fucking looks like it does it. I can't smile. I actually really struggle to smile. It's just something that doesn't happen very often.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Actually, it was a problem on broadcast at Atlanta and Chicago. I couldn't smile. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Lucky.
You were pretty tired.
Okay, so moving into South Korea Contenders, that will run November 7th through December 3rd. 125K prize pool. So
meaty.
even
larger prize pool for South Korea. Huge numbers.
I personally think, no, Korean bias this time around. I'm going.
You never.
I personally think that if we're talking relative prize pools, I think if NAU 100K, Korea should be 150K.
Really?
What's your reasoning behind that?
Because Korea it brings more money in. Yes, and like in the sense of how many of these teams in North America have sponsors? How many of these teams in North America would be capable of getting sponsors because they wouldn't have the business backing to do that?
Sure,
maybe a couple.
Yeah, no, I mean I think that's reasonable. A T1
competing in Overwatch 2, saying $150,000 prize pool, someone's got to jump on that.
Yeah,
and then T1 get a sponsorship deal that brings more into Overwatch. Yes, the viewership count will be lower, probably, but you'll have more money circulating in the Korean Overwatch scene. I think it should be 150K. And personally, and people won't like me saying this, they should take the 25K off the EU prize pool and put it on Korea.
Yeah,
controversial. Very
indeed.
controversial.
I'm not sure the EU
because
people would.
The European skill level, apart from, and also just the way teams are managed, apart from like O1 and your of course your outstanding teams, has dropped beneath NA's level, and I think NA should have a larger prize pool than EU as well.
I wonder if we're going to get British Hurricane back. I know they've kind of hinted at it. They've talked about it. Fingers crossed.
You would know. You're besties with Nuki.
Oh, I don't know about it. She's friends with a lot of people.
Just in my personal opinion, relative prize pool should be a thing. I think NA should have higher EU, and I think Korea should have higher than NA.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair.
And if you're gonna have like ANZ have such a low prize pool, then you should talk about relativity for the rest of them as well.
I mean, my counterpoint would be that NA has actually been putting up a lot of talent. I mean, you even said the same thing.
That's why I'm saying NA should have more than EU.
Okay,
but NA still nowhere close to Korea.
Right. I mean, you kind of have to keep NA and EU the same, I think.
Why?
It feels like they've always been in tandem. Like they're broadcast on the same days. They play on the same days. But
the thing for me was that EU at one point was better than NA in terms of developing talent, and the gap wasn't that big. The gap now between NA developing talent and EU developing talent is quite massive. That's my argument now.
Yeah, I'm still not sure that merits separating them, but that's an interesting thoughts.
That's just my personal opinion. I think that we should.
I was just trying to throw up a counterpoint, just because we're a podcast. You should probably have some counterpoints.
I'm okay with people having different views on that. Like, I'm not going to tell anyone they're wrong. That's just my personal opinion.
Anyway, let's get back to just finish up on format here. It's only top 8 for South Korea Contenders, as opposed to top 12 or top 16 like we talked about in the other regions. And that's.
I was going to say that's the same format that ran for China in A-sides and B-sides. even down to the teams that make it out of OD into qualifiers before getting into contenders proper. That's I actually I'm not up to date with the way that China's doing it this year, but it is the basic premise of how that was done.
So, there's a current playoffs, it says here, for thingy, Open Test Korea. I don't see Team 815, which I know are still a thing. I see JNGK, I see An Elite, I see WGS. So maybe they come in at a later stage, Team 815? Oh, Contenders. Okay, they've got a trial stage, though. Here. This is something that's interesting. Interesting development, gamer. So there's the Open Test, that's Open Division, right?
Right.
And it goes into an Overwatch Contenders Season 2 Korea qualifier, similar to Trials. And here we go. In here, you see Simprissa, Pokerface, SL Team, and Team 815 coming down from Contenders, and they'll play 4 teams from Open Test to get the next 4 spots in Contenders Korea. Thoughts?
I mean, that is exactly Trials.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that it's not open in the same way as it was for broadcast talent, which is a real shame.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody should get on that. You Pride Houses get on there, out there. Come on.
English Contenders.
Give us a
qualifier stream.
Yeah, why not?
Be done.
Why not?
Yeah,
I would love to cast that. Are you kidding me? I would give my left arm to cast that.
Also, developers now on Team 815. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, a real threat.
Right,
where are we in this rundown of regions?
I think China is all we have left, and there's not a whole lot of information on.
There's still ANZ, but we've already talked about it.
Yeah, we kind of opened up by starting about ANZ. Yeah. China is the only one where they actually have a little asterisk. It's like more information about OD in China will be announced later. Same thing for the Contenders announcement.
Regional channels.
Yeah, on regional channels, whatever the.
So we don't get to know.
Whatever that means. Yeah.
I'm hopeful they might tell me down the line, maybe before whatever happens. But yeah, continuing the theme of China being a black hole of information for us here outside of China. The thing that made me make a weird face while you were talking, Jeff, is in every other region to compete in Open Division, you need to be 13. In China, you have to be 18.
What?
Well, because
it's a rule.
China recently put into place. Yeah, China recently put into place laws that's like are designed to protect children, younger people from like the gambling aspects of gaming and becoming hooked on that. Whether or not you agree or disagree that that's a thing, kind of isn't the point here.
See, the problem is only agree in a sense because I just spent a lot of money on a Kiriko skin, 16 quid. That's kind of bad. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
You heard it here first, folks. Ethan's a whale. It's his fault we've got a battle pass. People like him.
I got a laugh emote as well.
Damn.
Sorry.
Just interesting tidbits here. It kind of pulls back on track a little bit. Their teams are capped at 512.
It's crazy.
That is
such a big
There's a lot
bracket.
of people in China.
What's that?
There's a lot of people in China. There's a lot of people.
This is true.
Well, I mean, it's just every other region is capped at 256. Literally every
Regardless
single one.
of size.
Regardless of size. And then for Chinese OD, they're capped at 512. I mean, that is a monstrous bracket. I mean, 200 once you get 200 plus, it's really difficult to keep up with.
I think.
But 500, I can't even imagine.
I think just for shits and giggles, there should be an English broadcast of the China OD stream, but just 2 casters, and I have to do a marathon, no breaks, just a 512 team bracket.
No, I like having a life that isn't 512 teams playing.
Oh, did I mention it's not just one? You don't just do one game.
I don't want to hear your negativity, Phil.
You do every single game.
Oh God.
That's going to be a
256 games and then 128 games and then
that'll be a hybrid single and double elim.
Sure.
Top team is invited to Contenders China. Contenders China also has we will announce more later kind of thing. Contenders China will run from November 23rd to December 4th.
Day before Thanksgiving.
Whee.
Okay, can I make a statement?
No.
I think that we should implement a style of the Korean format for all regions, but it's 12 teams per region.
The Korean Contenders style?
Trials.
Just the trials sort of thing, the Contenders qualifier. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've already harped on the importance of that for both teams and
Well,
broadcast talent. Like, I wholeheartedly agree.
I just think there should be 12 teams in the actual Contenders.
Yeah.
That's my only adjustment to that.
With that, there's 8 teams from Chinese Open Division will move on to Contenders China. They're going to do a groups like a round robin in between those 2 groups of 4, where they all play each other, and then a 6-team single elim bracket. So it's once you finally get into the Contenders bracket, only 6 teams.
Yeah, that is a little bit strange.
Didn't you have 12? Like, wasn't there a 12-team single elim bracket? Or
God, I would have to default to using everybody's favorite second brain, Liquipedia.
And that's also a 6-team single elim bracket.
Yeah. So
Very strange.
A side's main event was 8. Qualifier was what's that? 32.
Okay.
To determine the 50 something to determine the top 8 that went through into the main event, and I think then same again for B sides, but with fewer spots in open contenders. So we're just like all change on how all of this is done for Contenders China this season.
I wish they would keep it consistent. Like, find a format and keep it. Like, why do you have to? I feel like they change it for the sake of changing it at this point.
So I think one thing I will say in defense of this is one of the big problems with Contenders China last season, A sides in particular, was that lots of 3-0s, but part of that was because there was no beta period in China because of the way that games are released out there. And so a lot of teams didn't have access to it. And so like actually forming a team for it was very tricky. And so I do like the idea of there being more opportunity for people that missed out on the first of A sides and B sides to get a little bit more chance to compete. But yeah, it does seem a little unwieldy. Hopefully this means we get fewer 3-0s next time, because that was we would have liked some closer matches. We had finals was 4-2. We had a 3-1 down in the lower bracket. We had a 3-1 in quarterfinals. But yeah, it was a little bit of a stomperoo all the way through the HLXC.
Yep.
Yeah.
100K prize pool this time around.
I have one statement on to kind of close out on Contenders and Open Division. The increase in prize pools is brilliant.
Yes.
The format experimenting I'm fine with for the start of Overwatch 2. If I'm being really honest, Blizzard, I would fucking love the Contenders Korea qualifier format, but with 12 teams, or some sort of rendition of that, something very close. I think that would be perfect. I think it's a really simple path for people to follow. Having the Contenders qualifier, having the Open Division, having Contenders, I think that is easy for people to follow. I think it's easy for people to have a pathway up. I think it would be brilliant. I think the increase in prize pool as well is brilliant. So I think Blizzard have done an overall good job. I think Path to Pro team have done an excellent job in the sense of increasing the prize pool. And also think about, where those prize pools are put into relative regions. But that's my personal opinion, and I'm not sure what they think on that.
I mean, they have.
It's an overall good job. It's an overall good job. Maybe work on having a consistent format across all regions. I think that Korea format is the way to go.
I've done a little quick math here. $475,000 in total prize money.
Very good.
For Contenders.
Is that OD? That's just OD or Contenders?
That's Contenders. Both? That is not actually. It would be $500,000 if you count the 25. It'd be $525 if you count the 25K for EU and NAOD.
Yeah.
So and then we've also
half a milli.
Yeah, it's over $500,000. It's are all.
They've got ANZ as well, man. Like we're almost 600K.
But they don't. Do they have? Oh yeah, okay. So there's a prize pool of 5K for Australia for ANZ Open Division has a 5K prize pool. I didn't catch that the first time. So yeah, we're at over the $500,000 mark.
And 25K for ANZ Contenders.
Correct. Yeah, for each tournament. I counted that in the original. Yeah. For just Contenders, not counting the Open Division prize pool, for just the 5 Contenders regions, it's $475,000 in pricing. That's nuts.
Well done.
Good job.
I'm really happy about it. I think we just got to work a little bit on the formats and we're good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Right,
team.
okay, but I'm drawing a line under it. This is the end of the discussion. We're at the 90-minute mark.
That's a good spot.
If you're still with us, good work. Thank you for joining us. I didn't line up the tier 2 tweet of the week.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Which means that I didn't get it up either. Here
I'm sad to hear that for you, Jeff.
Wow.
Sorry,
Getting old
fruit.
sucks. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right, I'm ready whenever you are. No, I'm not. Never mind.
Oh.
No, fail. What is going? Oh, when I copy pasted, I didn't copy the H in HTTPS. Yeah.
Well, that would be difficult.
Yeah, I broke it. All right, there it is. It's your tier 2 tweet of the week.
And the very talented, very hardworking Raven Wings, if you've ever taken part in a NASA tournament in a degree, it's Raven that's done a lot of the heavy lifting to bring those things to life. So say thank you, Raven, if you have the opportunity. And an example of the kind of suffering they have to go through in running these tournaments.
Yep. If it's kind of small on your screen, it is just... can't figure out how to report. You do this. How do I report? You do this. How do I report?
Yeah, they need to get themselves a bot to do that for them.
Oh my goodness.
So
oh my god! Like literally, just read the line above you.
I have a joke lined up for this. Is
You're
this
asking
what
a
the
question when there's an
American
answer.
Education system actually looks like
What's that?
Ooh.
American education system. Is this what it ends up with?
Yeah, that's about right.
On which note, I think it's maybe time to close things out for the first Monday Map 5. So, as always, thank you everybody for joining us. I know it's been a little bit of a gap since the last one we did, and it's been a little bit of a all over the place kind of episode. We'll tighten that up in the coming weeks. Jeff is going to do his utmost to ensure that nothing gets tightened.
I'm pretty
it's
sure
gonna be back.
Happy birthday to Ray. His birthday is tomorrow.
I derailed.
Happy birthday, Ray.
Happy birthday, Ray! Woo! Happy birthday! I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm not going to do
Cha cha cha.
Yeah. That's Billy's husband. For those of you out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right, go and continue celebrating your husband's birthday. We'll go and do our various bits and pieces.
Have a good night, friends. We'll see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.